Welcome folks, Peter here, welcome to the video, and today we are going to talk about the Suzuki DR 750 big with no spark, and also we are going to check out a couple more bikes, so let's get into it. You might have seen this bike in the background of one of my videos, maybe two of them, and now it's time to dive into this bike. So we bought this bike for 650 bucks. It came with these parts on the ground, and yes, they were attached. And I'm sorry, but I took the liberty to take them off because the complaint on this bike was that it has no spark. And why it has no spark? Well, I probably have it figured out by now, so let's go over what we find out and why I think this bike does not have a spark. So first things first, when you're dealing with no spark, no crank or whatever, an electrical problem, you have to have an electric diagram. In this case, I have this small printout, but I also have this exact thing in my computer with every color scheme and every wire, and I can zoom in. So we can see here that this is our ignition switch, this is our CDI unit, this is our starter and battery and the decompression relay. I have this thing in German. I could not find anything in English. I do not speak German. I had to translate some of these things, but I have it figured out by now. So let's take a look at the bike and let's describe some of these things on the bike. So the first thing we can see on this bike is this wire mesh here, this one here, and this is not prettiest also. Cut wires, spliced wires, just mess. So I've started with measuring the coils inside the motor. The specs give you, and also this system is kind of interesting because usually you have those three coils, your three-phase stator, and this one has an additional coil that goes directly into the CDI, and I think this supplies the power to the CI. And then we have the pickup coil. The pickup coil should have between 175 to 265 ohms. This ignition coil, we can call it, should have from 230 to 355 ohms. And the windings should have just under 1 ohm. So I measured all these things, and guess what? The where we have our leads, here they are. This is your pickup coil, this is your stator, and this is your ignition coil, you can call it, or your power source. This power source has a 35 kilo ohms, which, unless they have here a mistake, that power coil is faulty. Then we go around and we can see that we have the clutch lever and the decompression lever disengaged. They have no cables on them, but they have switches. There's one switch and a second switch. These switches I tied into the decompression relay, which is supposed to go on here. This connector is chewed, missing couple wires and stuff like that. This is our decompression relay, and it is tied with the CDI unit, and one of the wires is tied to the starter relay. We have bad ignition coil, and we are missing this decompression relay. And this relay is not your standard relay, your 4-pin standard relay. This is a 6-pin and has a transistor, I think, inside of it. So I'm not sure if I can replace this or bypass it. The issue with this is that the cost to fix this will be up to $200, and then we don't know if this engine is even worth putting another 200 into it, because this ignition switch is not original, it's the Chinese one, so that's why these wires are here. So we have not original ignition switch. We can bypass that, that's no problem. Somebody even did it for us. Where it is, this is it, this is the ignition switch bypassed. So we have two options. First option is this: we have this pit bike that gave spark, but we could not get it to fire up, and I have it here as a memento. We can rob Coil CDI unit and all the stuff from this, and inspired by Harvey Spooner, we can try and run it on this machine. I maybe have the CDI, the spare CDI laying around somewhere, I don't know, but we can try the CDI and the coil. Maybe we can run these coils, just the CDI. We can try the CDI, tie into this system, and we can try if we will get spark from that. If not, we can buy a CDI, the 4-pin CDI that Harvey Spooner recommends, and try it this way. If that will not work, then we will have to probably send the coils to be redone and find ourselves a decompression relay. So I want to know your opinion on this. Every other aspect of the wiring is good, except those two things, that coil and that missing decompression relay. The rest I can handle. So let me know down in the comment section, what would you do? Would you go the cheapest route, because this bike is a parts bike? The less money we have into it, the more money we'll make. So would you go this cheap route? I will definitely want to try it. So let me know down in the comment section, what would you do? And now let's take a look, what more bikes do we have? So as you can see, we have this bag here, and in this bag there is a lot of stuff, and this is the remnants of the bike that's up the corner here. Then we have this box. This belongs to this CBR 900. This CBR 900 was sold to me as a junker, and I don't know any history on it. We have keys. We have the plastics, they are situated right here. So we have the fairings, we have the plastics, the gauges, everything. We have everything to this bike, and I think the reason why this bike was discarded was that it kept overheating, because underneath the seat here we have this radiator cap, bunch of fuses, and we also had there the bottles with water that I already discarded. Right, they are. Here they are. Bottles of water were underneath the seat, so I think this bike will overheat. So we will work on this in the later video. Then we have this GS600 that I'm currently working on for my friend. I have a video series on that, but I'm waiting for the brake rotors to get in. Then we have this FZ6, Yamaha FZ6. It is from the girl, and this is their father's bike. They sold me their bikes. Girl crashed, this one doesn't run. So this probably just needs a battery to put in it, because as you can see, it is just that, or maybe the switch is bad because it flickers sometimes, as you can see. We'll see, we'll get the battery put in it, and we'll see if we can make this thing to run. And then we have the GSF 1200. This one is crashed. Also destroyed front fork, and this one should need a carb clean and a battery and should run. And then I don't know if you will be able to see it in the dark, but here we have another FZ6 also crashed, and it has a milkshake in the engine. So this one will be a bit project, because we need to take it apart, see where the engine failed, why we have a milkshake in the oil, and proceed from there. So this video would be horrible without any bike started. So let's take a look if we can get this one to run. The seat is already popped, so we can take it off. And these bikes have their battery underneath the tank, so we need to pull these two 5mm, and the bike should pivot, the tank should pivot here, and we should be able to get on the battery. So let's open it up and we'll see if this is just the battery problem, or if we have a problem inside these gauges that took a hit, and we'll see. Alright, so let's see what we have. Let's turn our multimeter on 20 volts, see what we got. Sticking on the terminals, and we have 9.9 volts. Now I don't think that this will run on 9.9 volts. So let's hook probably my Hummingbird, my jumper pack, and you will have to bear the old humming noise, but yeah, I love that. Alright, the Hummingbird's connected. Let's see if this helped anything. Oh, and it does. It does. The fuel pump is running. So I think we can just press the clutch. I don't think we are getting any gas, and it seems as it's stating the error 1. I don't know what is error 1. I probably have to find it on the internet. And the battery is dead also. So let's leave it charging a couple of minutes and we'll get back to it. Alright, but before we try this attempt number 2, the coolant bottle here, the radiator coolant bottle, oh my god, the radiator is pinched here and it's leaking. The hose here was pinched. I tried to bend this tab, and also this header tube is pinched to the right angle right here. So I don't know if it will run. Yeah, it will run probably on 3 cylinders, because this cylinder will push a lot of back pressure through the intake. So we'll see how it will run, if it will run, and I probably should go ahead and fill a bit of coolant, but I can't get this thing to open. So I will probably mess with it. Get some water in it. Maybe if we bend this tab back enough, then we'll be able to clean it, and we are not clearing it. I don't know. I will mess with this, and then we'll probably have to break out the big guns. See you in a sec. Alright, so we have some cooling water in it, but it's running out. So let's see if it will start. And it will. I mean, why shouldn't it? It was crashed. So I will let it run for a bit, see if I can hear some strange noises, but as I said, with that bent header it will be a bit hard, and also we have no fuel in it. So I will let it run. We have oil, we have dripping coolant, as you can see everywhere, and then it will be the end of this bike and also this video. Alright, that runs good and it drips good. So with that, we can call this bike wrap, and these headers are toast, front end gone, but the rest of the bike, the tank has a couple blemishes here and there. As you can see from the bondo here, it was crashed previously. And we can call this one a wrap, and we can get rid of this one and move to other projects. So the next thing, I was interrupted by the phone. The next thing will be this the Bandit 1200. Then hopefully the brake disc will arrive for this. That's the last piece that I'm missing for this, and then we can move over to this one or that one or that one. So with that, tell me your opinions on my decisions to go with pit bike CDIs on this. It probably is the cheapest to test the engine. It's better to have the engine tested on something than just measure the compressions, send it down the road. So until then, if you want to see any of these bikes being worked on, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!